Well, hi folks, welcome back to another video. Tonight it's going to be another impromptu video, I'm afraid, so the quality might not be great. It is turning a little dark here, and what we're going to be doing tonight is we've decided to camp. The fireworks weren't too bad last night, so we've decided to risk it tonight, and I'm going to attempt to cook pie, mash and whatever using the Omnia oven on the Trangia. So I'll give you a quick look at where we are so far. I'm not going to video the whole thing because I haven't got the lighting system that will enable me to do it justice, but I'll keep dropping in and keeping you up to date with how it's going, and hopefully you'll see a nice finished product at the end. So I'll just change the camera now and you'll see what we've got so far. So where we've got to so far, and yes, the dogs are in the background again. So where we've got to so far is we've got the steel base of the Omnia oven preheating, and we've got two steak bakes inside of the Omnia oven. Unfortunately they wouldn't fit in whole, so I have had to break them in half and slot them in so they'll be more like pockets than actual steak bakes. Should work okay. I've taken the silicone out and we're just using the actual mesh rack for this one. We are cooking those from frozen, and I'll keep you updated, let you know how long they take. The packet says 20 to 25 minutes. I will time them and we'll see what sort of finish we get on them. Catch you later. So that's them actually in the oven now and heating up. The temperature's already starting to rise. I'm not sure how the outdoor temperature is going to affect it today because it is around 8 degrees outside. Again, we'll set up the rest of it and we'll catch you later. Right then guys, we've hit a bit of a snag. I was going to have some mushroom and onion gravy with this pie and mash. Unfortunately we forgot the onion. It's down in the shed at the other end of the land, and I really can't be bothered to walk down there in the dark at this time of night. So it's just going to be onion gravy, sorry, mushroom gravy, no onion. I'll just hand you over to the glamorous camera woman now and we'll crack on with a bit more filming. Right then guys, we'll start prepping the mushrooms now. This is take two because I insist on calling the mushrooms onions because we forgot the onions. So we'll go down and we'll start slicing them up. We're using the trusty folding Victorinox knife, which is dead easy for things like this. So we're going to do it in slices. We're going to keep this quite chunky to make up for the lack of onions, really. So we'll get these done. We'll lightly fry them and then we'll drop them into the gravy just to finish off and to put a bit of flavour into the actual gravy. Luckily, it is onion gravy in a packet. Right, so that's the mushrooms done. I tend not to use the stalks. I don't know why, it's just something I don't do. So I'll just set myself up for frying these off. We are going to be using the Vango induction cooker to do this, so I'll see you shortly. Right, we've got some butter melting in the pan now, so it's almost melted, so we're about ready to add the onions. So as you can see, we've got some lovely butter melted in there. And now in with the mushrooms. I called them onions again, didn't I? Never mind folks, you know what I mean. I've got this obsession with onions because I know I can't have any. So we've got them lightly frying in the pan. To be honest, going to need a little bit more butter in there, I think. Luckily, that's something we do have. I'll just put another knob of butter in there. And the Omnia oven, just as an update, is hovering at 250 Fahrenheit, around 125 degrees C. I'm not quite sure how that sort of corresponds with what the packet says it needs, but it does what it does and takes as long as it takes. Might put a bit more heat on these. The controls are your side. Oh, it's actually turned off. That's the only issue I've got with these Vango sizzles is if you accidentally slide the pan over the touch controls, you can activate them. So you can accidentally turn the power up or down, or you can, as I just did, accidentally turn it off. But provided you stood the correct side of it, i.e. not the side I'm stood, that's not really an issue. But because we're trying to film this, I'm stood the wrong side. Otherwise I would just be casting a shadow over everything and you wouldn't see anything. Right, I'll fry these off and we'll catch up with you in a bit when we're a bit further along. Right then guys, they've fried to the level I'd like them at, so now we'll make up the gravy. Nothing special, I just thought I'd show it to you. So we took them off the heat. I'll put them back on the heat now. I'll have them on number 3. We'll add some preheated water. That's just been heating on the stove top. A little bit of salt and pepper there. And a very good helping of gravy. And at this point we would add chopped onions, but we haven't got any. So we'll stir that up now. Check on the consistency. Oh, that's very thick. A little bit more water. The dogs are praying I make too much gravy, because guess who gets it if we don't eat it all? And that's it. As you can see, a lovely thick gravy. I'll leave that just to carry on heating up for a bit, and we'll check on the actual steak bakes. So, are you ready for this? Let's see what a disaster this has turned into. So what we got, we've managed to get up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, 150 degrees C. Oh, they flopped down a bit, but they're starting to cook. I'll not leave the lid off for too long, and we'll see how we go with that. Right then folks, another update coming shortly. So folks, just a bit of an update. So in here we have the gravy keeping warm. In this pan I'm just bringing to boil about 950 millilitres of water, ready for the mashed potato. It's going to be the instant mash again, and it's the Idahoan. I really love this mash. It's the next best thing to making your own mashed potato. We will be adding a bit of extra butter into it, because I do like my mash particularly buttery. And I've just checked on the steak bakes and they're starting to brown nicely. So hopefully the timings are all coming together. I'll catch you later when I'm making the mash. Right then folks, it's time for the mash. And this couldn't be easier. It literally is just empty the 2 packets into the boiling water. I have taken the heat off of the water. Two packets, to be fair, is a lot of mashed potato. It does say on the packet that this is a serving for 2 to 3 people, so we are being a little bit greedy here. So it is as easy as that. Mix it all up, and it does tend to mix really well and not go lumpy. And just for good measure, an extra blob of butter. You know what would go really nice with this mashed potato? Some onions. But unfortunately, as you might have gathered, we haven't got any. At least it's made the camera woman snigger. So we'll just mix that all in there. And there we go. Lovely, creamy, buttery mashed potato. Just look at that, ready to go on the plate. So what we'll do, we'll just pop the lid back on that to keep it warm. We'll have a quick glance at how the steak bakes are doing. Ooh, glasses have steamed up, I can't see. I think they're just about ready to be served. They've not browned as much as I would like, but to be honest with you, they were never going to be great in the Omnia oven. It's purely the fact that I had to cut them in half, it was never going to work great. They will be edible, they will be warm. Might give them another couple of minutes. And the camera woman's nodding at me going, yes, you will give them another couple of minutes. So I'll catch you later, folks. Right then folks, what we've done is we've turned the temperature up on the Omnia oven to brown them off, and as you can see, they're browning lovely now. So it's time to start serving. So we'll start off with the mash. Still nice and hot. Ooh. Turn that way up. Move the forks out of the way. So a good dollop of mash on each plate. I'm assuming the camera woman wants a big serving. Yeah, she's smiling at me, so yes, she wants a big serving. What do you reckon, folks? Should we let her have 50-50, or does the chef deserve a little bit more? No, she's shaking her head. The chef doesn't get any more. Well, that's it for the mash. I did warm the gravy back up a little bit, so we'll get the gravy on top of the mash. Oh, lovely thick gravy. You can't have gravy thick enough in my eyes. And look at those mushrooms. You know where it's missing, don't you, folks? I'll give you 3 guesses. Yes, you guessed the onions. So that's it for the gravy. Yeah, They're perfect. Now comes the fun part, folks, trying to get them out. So, trusty Trangia pot grips to hold the Omnia oven steady, and we'll see if we can get these out. Oh, and they don't want to come out. Yeah, they're not coming out in one piece, I don't think. Oh, I don't know. There's one. This Omnia oven gets exceedingly hot. I can feel the heat coming through the pan grips. Yeah, I should have used the silicone and not the wire. Well, folks, I'm going to have to put that down for a minute because it is getting very hot. I'll just try and loosen them here. Yeah. I think we might have to resort to plan B. Just try and push them out through the back. Seems to be 3 on that one. Just get these bits of crust. I feel really sorry for the cameraman now because they've got the fun job of the washing up. Not the prettiest meal you'll ever see, folks, but I'm pretty sure we're going to enjoy it all the same. The Omnia oven has surprised me because when we did turn it up, it did brown that off lovely, and I wasn't expecting it to. And the issues we've had with the Omnia oven, to be honest with you, are self-inflicted. So if I'd have used the silicone insert and not the wire, they'd have come out in one piece lovely. If I'd have found something more suitable for the shape of the Omnia oven, then we wouldn't have had to break them in half. Poor planning on my part. I should have done something long and thin rather than a square. But I'm going to sit and tuck into these now, folks, so I'll catch you later. Just as a side, folks, cooking all of that on the Vango sizzle, we started off at 100%, the All Powers S2000, and we're down to 89%. So that's boiling a litre of water, cooking the gravy, frying the mushrooms, and reheating the gravy as well. So all in all, not too bad if you ask me. Okay, see you later. Well guys, that was I won't say it's the best meal I've ever cooked, but it was definitely nice. What do I think of the Omnia oven the more I use it? It's a good bit of kit. The only thing is you have to put a bit of forethought into it in how what you're going to cook fits inside it. We've sort of had a chat as our meal went down, and we've adjourned into the glamping tent now, and we've got the log fire going, and we're going to sit and spend the evening reading, maybe even watching a film. And one of the conclusions we came to was that if I had used the silicone, we wouldn't have had the issue getting the slices out of there. And it's definitely more suited to rolls than pies. One of these days, you never know, I'll get to baking something from scratch inside it. But for what I do, you probably heard the giggle then when I said I was going to cook something from scratch. But for what I do, reheating things, it is a decent bit of kit, and I don't regret buying it one little bit. So in summary, yeah, the Omnia oven's pretty good, and the Vango sizzle carries on performing exceptionally well, and the All Powers S2000 is doing a bang up job. And now I'm going to leave you guys to it, and I'm going to open this, a nice single malt whiskey, get a good book, and enjoy the rest of the evening. The dogs are running in and out the open tent door chasing shadows, so I'll catch you guys on the next one. If you did enjoy this video, please hit the like and or subscribe, and remember, keep on dabbling.